This is Pratik. Today we will be working on this UI from Keshav. I have taken it from dribbble.com. It's looking good, and uh, today I will be able to I think I will be able to achieve this whole UI, but if there is a the video is bigger, then I may be taking only the half of the screen today and for this video, and for next video I can take it the second half, and then in the next video we can take it this whole screen. Why I am saying that this is tricky, the half part of this, because it has a custom shape here. It has this location drop down thing where we can see multiple locations, and third is this toggle between flights and hotels. Okay, so let's directly jump into the IntelliJ IDE and start with the application. Okay, uh, in between I will be showing you, I will be explaining you why I am taking this a particular widget, why I am not taking a different widget. So all these things I have tried and tested, and I will be showing you what works best in this UI. Okay, so let's head on. uh, Let me correct it. Okay, let's first of all let me tell you, I have updated my pub spec where I have already downloaded all the images and fonts. I will be using only Oxygen, not these two. They are just here for namesake. In images I have taken these three images, which are already Athens, Las Vegas and Sydney, so they will come here whenever they are needed. Okay, assets are done, and how you can declare these images like this, and fonts you can declare like this. Okay, so let's start by uh, let us first run this. If something is there, let's see. And by the way, we can take the body home as home screen. Simple. Let's take home screen as stateless widget. Okay, never mind. Okay, so we have a container. um, Let us take a scaffold in this. Let's take the body, and in body let's define, maybe we can take a, first of all we can take a column with 3 children. So why a column? This whole is a column. We divide the screen in two parts basically. First is the top container, and bottom one will be the bottom container. Okay, so let's take, sorry, let's take this. So let me define a new class home screen top container. Okay, this will be a stateful. Why? Because we need to change state sometimes in this top part. Okay, what will be in this top part? Okay, as you can see, uh, just talk about this. So we have a background of a bit of gradient. This color is lighter and this is a darker color, so there is a gradient all over the background. So we have to take a stack, and stack will contain a container behind and contents on top of this. Okay, so let's take a stack. This will take some children. So basically, now to actually put a custom shape to this background, we need to use a clipper, right? So for that you have to implement a clip path. So when you go to this clip path, you can use a clipper. Now I have to create a custom shape clipper, and this we can either create in this file as well or in another file. So let's create a new file so that we can use this file anywhere else and it's separate from everything. So let's import. And if you are not aware of what a clipper does, you will understand in this tutorial specifically. Okay, so let's create a class custom shape clipper which extends our clipper. Okay, what it takes a method. So this will be okay. This will just return a true. And you might be aware of, if there is only one line in a method, you can directly put it like this and remove the brackets. And return also, and this. So this works fine. Now what it does, see, first of all let me create the child of this. Okay, container with a height of suppose 400. Okay, and then we can also give a color dot orange. For now we are taking orange. I will tell you what is the exact color of this particular thing. Okay, first of all let's remove this and check whether it is working or not. Okay, and home, this child can go here. So do you understand what I am doing? Sorry, this part will go here. Now I have created a scaffold in which a column has a children, multiple children, but right now a single child, a child which has a stack with a container of height 4. Let's hot restart. This is the output of this particular I must say so you can achieve this layout right now. But what a clipper will do, clipper will basically clip this whole container in a shape which we defined by a path. Okay, so path basically starts from 0 0, which will be right here. Now if you know about a path will start from 0.0 and it will go all way to here, sorry, all way to the bottom, which is actually the height of this container. And on the x-axis it will be 0 and y-axis will be height. Okay, so assume that it's in a xy coordinate system where 0 0 is this is something called 0 comma height, this is something called as width comma height, and this is width comma 0. Okay, so let me write the container and explain you clipper and explain you how it will work, how basically path works. So when you give the clipper custom shape clipper, and let's import this. Maybe it takes a path, then it works. Yeah, so let's see now. I will just start with taking a variable final path. So this is the path that will be returned. Fine. Now you can see actually when I didn't put path in the generic type, it didn't return, so it is okay. Now let's create a line to 0.0 to the size dot height. What it will do, it will just it's right now on 0.0. It will draw a line to this point. Okay, then we will draw another line from, since we have moved here now, when we write path to line 2, so it will move from here to the next point, and next point is defined here. Okay, so we came here, now we will go there, width and height. Okay, so that point was size dot width, size dot height. Fine, and let's run it. And I think we also have to close the path. Why? Because since we have opened the path by moving from here to here and then here and then here, so we have to close this path, right? Close it and run it. As you can see, oh, it worked bad because I actually moved from this point to this and to this, so this should be 0 in order to, right? This is our output of this path. Now let's make it a complete rectangle again by we have moved till here, but we don't need to move here right now, so we will move to, and what is this size? Size is basically size of this whole container, which is defined as the child where the custom shape clipper is used. As you can see, a child, so the height and width of this will constitute the size. Okay, so size dot height, and then if we do this, it might work like this, and we have to add another line which will, we move till here before closing the path, so we move here right now, and then so what we have to write, size dot width and here 0. So as you can see, we have used the clip path, but it's complete, it's taking complete container, but now we have to play between this move point to this point. Okay, let's play. Okay, first of all let's make a endpoint first. So how does a curve can be made? Basically it's called a Bezier curve, which works in this way. You take 2 points, one is a control point and second one is the end point. Okay, so when you write path dot quadratic Bezier 2, so the explanation says that adds a quadratic Bezier segment that curves from the current point to the given point x2 y2. This is end point which is defined here, and using, and this is a control point x1 y1. So what it does is basically you create a let us check how the curve is. The curve is like this. Okay, so when you make a curve like this, how you can do it, you will actually, till here you have moved, so when we are writing this line where you are, your path has moved. Okay, yeah, your path has moved to 0.0 to height. Till here you have moved. Now your control point actually first define the endpoint. So let us take the endpoint. First end point. This is nothing but a offset, a collection of actually defining a position. So it will take a x and y coordinate. So we will define endpoint will be like the okay, endpoint will be somewhere in between of this width. So let us take it as size dot width into 0.5. Okay, this will be x, and height will be size dot height. Okay, but since we are moving in this direction, height will be reduced by some points. So let's take it 50. Right, now take the first control point. You can always play with these points. It's not like whatever points I am saying are the final points. Okay, let's define the control point now. You have moved till this point and you have taken an endpoint here, somewhere here. So control point will be here. When you move a line from here to here, the control point will be here, so it will attract it towards this point. So curve will come like this. Okay, let's take something. So our point will be size dot width into simply dividing the screen width by 4 parts. This is a half and this is half of half. Okay, and height will be definitely it's above the control point will be above it. So let's take it somewhere around okay, let's take this as 35 and this as 50. Okay, and let's see how they are working. So first point will be x1. X1 is a control point, x coordinate, first control point dot dx. Similarly, first control point dot dy. This will be endpoint, first endpoint dot dx, and first endpoint dot dy. Can you now let's run it. Can you see the curve? Basically we have moved till here, and then there is a line, straight line drawn. Why? Because we are creating a path dot line too. Now let's add another curve which actually moves from here to here. Okay, so this is our second endpoint, and somewhere here will be the second control point, second endpoint. So defining the endpoint initially is first is very good thing, size dot width, and height will be size dot height minus 90 or 80. 80 will do. Okay, let's define second control point. So this second endpoint will be somewhere somewhere here. Okay, so second control point should be somewhere here. Okay, so let's write it quickly. Size dot okay, width will be into 0.75. I've taken simple coordinates. They are not very hard to justify. How are they? This is half width, so this will be 3/4 of the width. Okay, 0.75 multiplied by width, and height. The second point should be, I guess, just 10, so that it is little bit above but not not below this. Okay, okay, let's copy this completely, and we can remove this we can remove this line, because we will already reach to the right side of the container by using this curve. Okay, let's remove first second control point written here. Let's see. Okay, can you see a nice little curve here? So this is how you can create the curve. You can create a custom shape. I can see a little bend over here. So what we can do, we can change the values a little bit, but let's take it something. I guess it's okay. We can, what we can do is we can create a line. No, it's okay. Okay, the bend is okay, but a little bit. Okay, so the first endpoint can be little bit to this. Yeah, now it's very nice. Okay, okay. So let's head on to our as now you can. I think you have a fair bit idea of how the control points work. Let's move on to our container. We have successfully made the custom shape clipper. Now let's add a gradient. And why I am saying gradient, because these two are different colors. Okay, so I have already I have already uh, selected the colors and all. So let us define first color, that can be that is actually 0xFFF47D15. I'm copying it a wrong place. Okay, second color will be 0xFFEF772C. Okay, how you can add a gradient? Basically, it's come through a decoration, box decoration, where you give a gradient. We take linear gradient. Okay, and how does this work? It takes a list of colors, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it takes a list of colors, and we basically give first. Okay, it is written wrong here. So first color, second color. Let's run. Okay, okay. So we need not give color here. Can you see the gradient? Okay. If not, since the colors are very much common, very much close to each other. So let me make it as red, and then you can see the gradient is applied. Okay. So gradient is applied. We were very close with the colors, so we could not see actual difference. Okay. Now what we can do? Um, we have added a container. Now let's add some child to the container here. Okay, let's take so what we need to do right now, we need to take this first. Okay, let's go. Okay, container, it will have a child, so we are out of decoration, out of gradient. Child, so this child will actually contain a column children. So why we are taking column? This is one item, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. Okay, for these. And for first item, again it's a row. For this whole row, it will be like a row defined here, taking two items. Okay, let me do it. So first of all, we will take a icon. Let us first take some sized box. Okay, that I will take afterwards, after explaining you why we need sized box. Sorry for the wrong verbal sentence. Icons dot we need a location icon, location on. Oh, nice. And then let's see what happens. How is this looking? Okay, we have got the icon here which is black in color, so first make it white. Fine, it's white in color. Now see, this row is just touching it, so we can take a size box with height of 50. It has come down. Now in this row as well we can add some padding, so let's wrap it around a padding of, I guess, 16 will be okay. 16, oh fine. Then then we can take a size box again with a width of 16, so that there is some gap between the location icon and this drop down. Okay, so let's make it for this we can take a pop-up menu button. Okay, I tried with all the pop-up menus, but let's I tried with drop down button, but drop down will actually have some restrictions. I will explain you once we are done with this pop-up menu button. Okay, so it will actually, drop down menu button doesn't have a child, and the arrow which comes with drop down button is actually based on the theme that we are using. Okay, so by that I come to a point, we should define a theme. Okay, so let's define a theme here, which looks like, let's define it like this: theme equals to theme. Okay, theme data. Okay, where primary color will be, again I have defined this primary color, I already have this, so 0x FFF 3791A. Okay, and fonts, yeah, so font family will be, I am using Oxygen, which is good here, so let's write Oxygen. Okay, we have defined the theme. Let's give theme to the material app. Okay, now let's take pop-up menu. Okay, so we will define the row here. This row will have a text. Okay, now we have to write the text of Boston. We have to write Boston, and there is one more location, New York City. So let's create a list first of all, which will be actually used a lot in this code. So let's already define it. List of string, as I am taking a lot of time of yours, but I actually want to explain everything in actually detail. So Boston, what is written? Boston boss. Okay, JFK. So I actually want to explain everything to you. That's why I have practiced very much to explain this. Means I have tried a lot many widgets and then come up with a best optimal widget. So that's why I am taking a bit time of yours. Okay, so what will be? Let's create a style for this as well. Let's take a style. Sorry. Okay. Style, text style. So color will be white. and font size will be font 16.0 because it's pretty normal, smaller in size. And let's take this size common somewhere here. Textile, drop down label style, fine. And this, let's make it a constant. Okay, now let's take it take a icon, icons dot arrow. This is the arrow which will be in white, right? And yeah, that's it. Let's see what it does. It must give a error, I guess. Yeah, because there is no item builder. Pop-up menu button has a mandatory field called item builder. Let's execute that. First create item builder. Okay, it takes a build context and return a list of pop-up item, pop-up menu item of type int, of a generic type int. Okay, why? Because I will explain it to you in a moment. So it takes right now we will take two pop-up menu items. Okay, first one will have a child of text, so it will be again locations. First item is locations Boston, so we have taken this, and style will be slight different than that of in the uh, on this style. Okay, this style is a bit different, so we have to actually I didn't apply. This is okay. Now we have to replicate this, but with a different font color and maybe size as 18. Drop down menu item style. Okay, this we put it here, and yeah, we are good. And now why this int? So when we switch the values, okay, so this int value actually comes out of when we select it. So this value will be 0, and for the same way we can add the second child, second pop-up menu item like this. Location will be New York, and let's run it. So as you can see, we have built this thing, and we have two items. You can see the theme applied here. If I change it to 28, fonts will be really bigger. Let me hot restart because it's a stateful widget, so it needs to reset the state. See, this fonts are bigger, so let's make it 16 only because they were looking good. Okay, so pop-up menu comes on the pop-up menu button, right? Now let's make something stateful here, right? So when we, let's take a index first because we are dealing in the int values. So let's take the index which will hold value of which pop-up menu button is selected. Okay, so let's take a variable where selected location index, and what will be it? It will be initially 0 because we are selecting Boston. Fine. Now where it will be used? So in pop-up menu button you have on selected. On selected will return a callback, but will have a value inside it which will be index. Now why index only? Why not a string? Let us try. Can it take a string? No, because it has item builder of pop-up menu item of int type, so it will only take int type, right? Why int type? This will return an index, and index will be written will have the value of this 0. Fine. Now let's do it. So selected location index will be our index, right? And yeah, and the text will change to, it will not always be okay. And we have to write set state as well. Inside that set state we have to write this. Now let's run it, and now you can see we click on New York, location is changed. Okay, this part is fine. Now we have to add a settings icon here. As you can see here settings icon. So let's add a second settings icon, which will be in the row in children. Okay, so it's nothing but a simple icons dot settings with colors dot white, and that's it. Okay, why it is coming here? Because um, we have not added a spacer in between. So basically spacer is a very good widget which actually uh, has a child of expanded type, and it actually resides here. It expands till another widget is there. Okay, so we are done with this. Now let's add another item in the column. Okay, column, where it is ending, right? So now we need a sized box of some height, maybe call it as 50, right? And after that let's take a text of I guess where would. Now I have to add this because it was not looking good, and adding a lot of padding is not good thing, so I had to do it. And let's define the style for this. Let's take the font size as 24 and color as white, and text align can be center. Let's see how much it is. Okay, it's looking good. Now what about this curvy text field? Well, this is pretty easy to wrap it very quickly. It's taking a lot of time uh, because I'm explaining everything to you. So what we will take is first let us take a size box height 30 and take a padding so that it comes in between. So add child will be a material because there is elevation of 5, and shape I think border radius dot all. Not the shape, it's border radius. So basically it works like a clipper only. It will clip the material by a border. Okay, and it will have a child will have a text field. This text field will have a text editing some controller, text editing controller, whose string will be the main thing here, y locations. Okay, I think, yeah, so not like this, sorry. So controller is okay. Now let's take the cursor color, the color of app primary color. Cursor color will be primary color. Let's check how much it is done. Okay, it's looking like this. What we need to do, first of all, we have to get rid of this line. Okay, so this can be done by decoration, input decoration, right? And border will be none, border dot none. No, it's not like this. It's input border dot none, input border none. Let's run and check. Okay, it's good. Now what we need to do, we need to add a padding. We need to define the font size of this. Let's make it New York first of all, and let's what should be the style. I think style should be similar to this but in black color. So style will be, sorry, not here, not here, not here. Style is defined directly, so let's take drop down menu items. Okay, looking good, not an issue. Now let's add some padding. How we can add? So there is a inside input decoration, there is content padding. Content padding will take as insets dot symmetric horizontal, and it will take as 16. I think it will require more. So when you are giving this padding, it's looking right now, and let us take it 13. Now it's okay. Okay, and let us take it 14, round off 30, overall 30, and this will be a little bit more to left, as you can see here, more left. So add 32. This is okay. Now let's add a suffix. So basically suffix widget we will add here, and we will take another material, and elevation will be something 2.0. This we are creating a small circle here, so let's see. And inside this we have to give border radius dot all. Now this time we will take 30. We have to make it a circle, and child will be icons dot search, where color will be colors dot, it's already black in the guidelines in the repository. So how is it looking? I have to use a suffix icon, not the only suffix. And as we were wrong, I was wrong, colors dot black has to be given because it's little bit grayish. Okay, now how is looking? It's very nice. Okay, click events we will add later. And now let's head on to the toggle of flights and what we say hotels. Let's add a row. Fine. Children will be, actually we have to create a new class, choice chips, which are again stateful. Choice chip. Okay, so we will create choice chip, but what this choice chip has, basically it has a icon and it has a title. So let's take first of all those things, icon data, and a string, no, yeah, string text. Then let's define a parameterized constructor with optional parameters, and let's take it here, row children. So first will be icons dot sorry, we will do icon here. Why final I just visit dot icon. Worked fine, man. Text. So text will go directly widget dot text, and style will be, we have to create text style, colors dot white, then with size 20, and this whole row is just icon and the flights. Okay, let us add some more distance. Okay, and I guess font size is a little bit on the lower side. So this is how it looks, and this choice chip is added 2 times in this row. Before that I have added a size box of 20 height. Okay, and yeah, so this is working, and now we need to add actually when we need to have something in the background of this. Okay, so also so we need to pass a variable is a flight selected here as well, is flight selected. Basically since it's a toggle, so we will send a not here, and let's add a field not here. Okay, here as well is flight. So this is actually making the logic for selection of flight or hotels. Okay, so here it will passes as true, and in hotels it will pass as false, and based on this we will create a container behind flights. Okay, let's go here and take a variable final bool is selected. If it's selected, this row will actually have a container on top of it, which will actually have a decoration if it's selected. Okay, so let's add a decoration box, decoration colors. Guys, I tried with choice chips, I tried with input chips, I tried with filter chips, but they don't they have actually a prefixed background which cannot be changed. So I have to create my own uh, chips functioning. Okay, so let's take it alpha with opacity 0.15. Why? Because it's little bit opaque. Okay, a little bit transparent. Okay, and with border, so radius. We are almost end of this video. I could not complete a whole screen, but since the video is too long, so I am deciding to break it in some parts. So today we are completing this top part. Okay, let's add first of all this. Let's see how it looks. Does it make any okay, does it make any difference? Why it's not running? Okay, hot start failed, so we have to run it again. Choice chip, there is some issue. Okay, this dot is selected. Fine. Right now I am not using this variable is selected. I am just checking whether the container is working fine or not. It will take 1 second. So yeah, so as you can see, both the things have a container behind. Let's add some padding so the highlight becomes a little bit good. Let's add some horizontal to 16 or 18 and vertical 8.0. Nice, now it's looking nice, but one thing, okay, it's good, not an issue. Now if it's selected, if is selected widget dot is selected is true, then this decoration, otherwise null. So simply passing a null decoration will remove it. Okay, now can you see, now we have to work on toggle thing. How we can work? We can wrap this choice chip inside a ink well, and we can take a variable here is flight selected, which we have already selected. So when we tap on the choice chip, first wrap it under well. It's almost at the end of tutorial, so hold your nerves a little bit, please. Wait. Okay. What happened? Okay, on tap is here. Sometimes it happens. So we have to call set state, and is flight selected. We just have to assign not of this. Is flight selected? No, it won't work. So if a flight is clicked, so we have to make it as true, right? And if hotels is selected, we have to make it false. Is flight selected as false, and I guess this will work. It should work. So when we click on hotels, okay, it's working fine. So that's it for the video, guys. Next time we will definitely complete this tutorial. I will show you how you can create this beautiful card. It has some key concepts here, and also this bottom tab bar, and we will see if we can complete the second screen as well, and the navigation from the second screen. If you like the video, guys, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and support me by commenting on whatever things you didn't like about the video, and if something you have liked about the video. So that's it from the video, guys. Have a good day ahead, and happy learning Flutter. Thank you. Bye.